The electric revolution is here. This is the year where everything changes. And in this video, we're going to tell you, if you're looking to go for an electric car, which ones are the very best. Let's start the countdown of our top 10 best electric cars on sale right now with 10th place and the Hyundai Ioniq. The thing to remember about the Toyota Prius beating Ioniq is that there are 3 different versions you can buy. You can get it as a conventional hybrid model, a plug-in hybrid, and as full EV. The electric version is 10th on our list and has a real-world range of 117 miles, and it feels quick around town, but the ride is a bit unsettled at low speeds. The interior is good quality, and if you go for premium trim, which is the one we recommend, then you get sat-nav and heated front seats as standard. Even though there are plenty of great things about it, the reason it's propping up the bottom of our list is that all versions of it are a bit pricey, and cheaper rivals have longer ranges. Even though it's 6 years old now, the BMW i3 still looks incredibly futuristic outside. Plus, its smart interior makes it one of the most appealing electric cars on sale today. Its groundbreaking use of super light carbon fibre and aluminium offset the weight of the heavy battery pack that's mounted beneath its floor, and a recent facelift means it's better to drive than ever. The latest changes to the i3 are so new that we haven't yet put it through our real range test just yet. But BMW reckons that it'll manage around 160 miles on a full charge in real-world conditions. Yes, in 8th place, the Tesla Model X. Tesla is possibly the most talked about name in the electric car world, and for good reason. This all-electric SUV is to many the dream combination, offering both luxury and green credentials. It has low running costs and a practical interior, which includes those not-so-practical Falcon Wing doors. It's got one of the most impressive real-world electric ranges, and no matter which version you choose, there's an incredible amount of pace on offer. But it's eye-wateringly expensive, much more so than even the i3 and Ioniq. And while it is luxurious in some ways, parts of the interior do feel a little low rent. Cars like the i3 and Model X are purpose-built electric cars, but this Volkswagen e-Golf is based on, you guessed it, the conventional Golf hatchback. That's no bad thing, because it means it has all the good points of the regular Golf. So, it's brilliant to drive and relatively spacious inside, but the e-Golf has much cheaper running costs. It's not all good news though. It's let down a bit by its mediocre real-world range, which is no better than the Ioniq's. But in all other areas, the e-Golf is very impressive. The Renault Zoe was one of the first mass-market electric cars and set out to prove that zero-emissions motoring could be both practical and cheap. Well, 7 years after its launch, the latest version of the Zoe continues to impress. Its main strength is that it feels like a conventional, nippy small car and just happens to cost pennies to run. The electric motor has enough oomph for the Zoe to lead the charge away from traffic lights, and the interior has room for 4, but not 5, to sit in reasonable comfort. Even the boot is pretty big compared to many regular small cars. And as for its range, well, it'll go further than all of its key rivals mentioned so far, apart from the much more expensive Model X, that is. You can either lease the Zoe's battery on a monthly basis, or buy the whole car outright. We'd recommend leasing the battery though, to keep upfront costs down. And if you do, then it's one of the most recommendable and affordable electric cars around. At number 5, it's another Tesla, this time the Model S Saloon. It's quiet, comfortable, rapid, and massively desirable. Along with staggering performance, you get an impressive real-world range too. Why is it higher up in the list than the Model X? Well, it's cheaper for one thing, and has a longer range. The Model S is still really practical inside too, with massive amounts of storage on offer in both of its boots, plus loads of room for you and your passengers. If you've got a big budget and want some serious EV thrills, this is right up there with the best. But why is it 5th? Well, because of these 4 cars. The first generation Nissan Leaf became one of the best-selling electric cars of all time. Now, in its second generation, this car is even better all-round than the original model. It's faster, more sophisticated to drive, bigger inside, and, probably most important of all, it's capable of much longer distances between charges. It also offers punchy performance, lots of standard safety equipment, and a decent-sized boot. Sure, expensive electric cars like Teslas can do plenty of miles on a full charge. But what about the more mainstream electric cars? Surely they can't manage such big distances? Well, this is a car that completely blows that thinking out of the water. The Hyundai Kona Electric is available in 2 forms, a 39 kWh version and a 64 kWh version. Pick the bigger battery and it'll manage a whopping 259 miles of range in real-world driving conditions between charging. Even the smaller battery can do 158 miles. Add in the fact that the Kona is much cheaper than the likes of the Tesla Model S and still has great acceleration, and it's no surprise that we rate it as one of the best electric cars you can buy. At number 2, Jaguar's first all-electric car, the I-Pace SUV. If your budget stretches up to the high end of the electric car market, then there's nothing better than the Jaguar. What makes it better than a Tesla? Well, it's just as entertaining to drive, still very practical, and we've proved it can go even further than a Model S or Model X on a full charge in real-world conditions. Plus, it's a fair bit cheaper than them as well, and has a more upmarket interior. As a first effort in the electric car market, this is a hugely impressive car. So, the Kia e-Niro. Why is it the best electric car? Well, it offers one of the most impressive electric ranges, matching the much more expensive I-Pace. And it's only the Kona Electric that goes a tiny bit further on a full charge. But the Kia e-Niro is a better all-round car. Indeed, compared to its immediate price rivals, the e-Niro offers better performance, is more spacious and more comfortable. Plus, it has a decent infotainment system and comes brilliantly well equipped. The e-Niro isn't just a fantastic electric car, it's a great car, full stop. But although these 10 electric cars are brilliant examples of how far EVs have come, not every electric car is recommendable.